Hey guys, welcome back to another product profile. Alongside Max, I'm James with HobbyKing Live, and we have a product profile on a great plane that's already released. You can find it on the new items page. It is the HKing Tuff Trainer 2. Now, the beauty of the Tuff Trainer 2 is that EPP construction. It's a great trainer plane. Max, tell them about the specs of the Tuff Trainer.
So you've got 885 millimeter wingspan, as you mentioned, all EPP airframe. In the front, you've got a 2212 1400 kV outrunner, powered by a 30 amp ESC. And then you have 4 9-gram servos, 2 already in the wings. You have 2 inside the fuselage, and that's all running off of 1300 3S LiPo power.
Perfect. So guys, we're gonna take this bad boy up and fly it first, and then we'll take it back in the studio, back in time, and Max will take you through the build of how we put this guy together. But first, let's get it in the sky and see how she does. All right, so Max, let's take her off.
All right.
Any suggestions for how to get her off the ground with ease, like you just did?
A little bit less than half power. With our field, it's a little rough and tough, so just got to keep a little back pressure on the elevator to keep the tail down and keep the nose from getting in the rocks, but otherwise pops right off the ground.
Yep, like you said earlier, tough field for the Tuff Trainer. She looks really nice. We got almost a perfect day. Very light breeze.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The plane flies great. Didn't really need much trim. And it's a trainer, so it's extremely easy to fly around, very docile, doesn't do anything weird. And I'm flying a little bit less than half throttle here. And just putting around.
Does what you want to do. Let's do some acrobatics.
Sure.
Max always loves to do that stuff.
And that's good for when you're done with all your training and just basic flying. This will do some more advanced moves so you can practice. So let's see, we'll take her up, see if we do a stall turn.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Perfect.
Nice stall turn. I wish I could do it that pretty. But the beauty of this plane, like you said, it is a trainer. I'm a noob, so I'll take her up in a little bit and show you how a noob would fly it.
Let's get a loop.
Max is much more seasoned. Oh, and those clouds look perfect.
It flies great. It does everything great. It doesn't have any weird tendencies when you get on top of a loop or anything. The wing doesn't flop out on you at all.
And beauty is, for trainers, right, you're gonna eventually crash it. And this thing is so easy to put back together because of that EPP. You really can't beat it.
Nope. And it's very fun to flick around if you got some more experience and just want something to mess around with in your car or at the field, wherever.
Yeah, right. This is that perfect model to just always keep in your car.
And it's super durable.
You never know when you drive by an empty field, but you didn't hear that from us. That never happens.
Nope, not at all.
Ever. Beautiful, Max. Can I take her for a little spin?
Sure, let me fly it upside down first.
Okay, Max going inverted. There it is.
And it flies great upside down too. So for whenever you are ready to step up to more advanced maneuvers, Tuff Trainer will do it.
I am not quite prepared for that. Oh wow, look at the sun. Looks so nice.
All right, so do you want to take it off or you want me to just give it to you in the air?
Give it to me in the air. We'll do a pass. I am, again, a beginner, but this is my type of plane. This is something that I like to fly.
We're upwind. You ready?
Max will get a straight handoff, and there we go. Now you're under the control of someone who's much more beginner. Still a little shaky at times.
But you'll agree, it's very easy to fly. You're getting right into it really fast.
Yes, very simple. Flies in a nice straight line when you got it trimmed. There's like no fear in flying this. I feel like this is a great model for a beginner too, like your first plane that has a rudder, right?
For first 4-channel plane, this would definitely be a nice step up.
Like a rudder really changed things for me as a beginner. I started with wings, they were easier, but like something about that rudder is just fun, and I'm flying far away from us, just because that's what I do sometimes.
It's nice to keep it close. It's nice and small, so you don't have to fly too far away.
Yeah, look, I mean, we're in a tight space. Our field isn't that big, and you could stay within this field all day.
You've got control of it. Tuff Trainer, extremely easy to fly. And again, like you said, you're a beginner, so
yep, anyone can fly it.
Anyone can fly it if you have even just the tiniest bit of experience. It's very forgiving. And if you do crash, it's EPP and not going to be much damage when you do crash unless you slam it into a tree really hard.
Which happens, but you can still put it together, I bet. Max, how long we been in the air now?
About 3.5, 4 minutes.
3.5, 4 minutes, and we've already flown a few packs to This thing wants to stay up in the air for about how long flight time?
I'd say 6 minutes or more. Depending on how you fly it, using a little more power, you're gonna get a little less flight time, but with these 1300s, if you're just cruising around at half throttle, no problems getting easily 6 minutes out of it.
I'm gonna come in for a little pass, and then I think I'm gonna bring it in for a landing.
Yep.
Since I'm the noob, Max is gonna talk me through how to land this bird. So I'm gonna go out to the left.
Keep a little power in as you're gonna land it.
I'm about half throttle.
Yep, and then as you get closer to the ground, bring it out a little bit. And if you notice, since our field is pretty rocky, if you notice the tail coming over, or the nose coming over rather, just keep a little pressure on the up elevator. There you go.
Oh, that was a pretty good landing.
That was a great landing until you hit the rocks.
Until I hit the rocks, but that is the Tuff Trainer, and now we gotta go take the long walk.
You
Be right back.
Walk.
Ah.
Alright guys, so we're back in the studio, and we're gonna put together one of these Tuff Trainers. Now this is how you'll get it when you order it. It comes in a box just like this, so we're gonna take all the pieces out and get started on the build. So the first thing you'll notice, we have our fully assembled fuselage. Now that has your already installed 2212 1400 kV brushless outrunner. You also have your pre-installed ESC inside the fuselage. And then you also get two 9-gram servos for your tail surfaces already installed there also. Then you have your fully assembled wing, again with your two 9-gram servos for your ailerons already installed and set up for you with all the linkages. Get your vertical and horizontal tail surfaces, all fully assembled with all your control horns and linkages. You're going to get your landing gear, again fully assembled. Then you're also going to get a full color instruction manual. Really nice, has pictures for all your build instructions, tools you're going to need, and all the little bits you'll need to know to get your Tuff Trainer up and flying. You're also going to get a propeller. This is a 9x5 GWS propeller. Then you're going to get the rest of your accessories, your rubber bands, your aileron Y leads, your tail skid, carbon tube for your rubber bands, and you also get a tail plane alignment jig, which is really nice to make sure you get your tail surfaces all squared up so they're not lopsided or anything going to affect your flight performance. So now to finish the model, you're going to need a couple things. First, you're going to need a battery. The Tuff Trainer uses a 1300 3-cell. We have here one of our Nanotech series 1300 3S packs. And then you're going to need some radio gear. And of course, we're going to be using our trusty FR Sky radio gear. We're going to be using a D4R2 receiver, and of course our Tyrannus transmitter. So that's about everything you're going to need. Let's go ahead and put it together. So one thing I forgot to mention is that you're going to need some foam safe CA and foam safe CA kicker. You have to glue in your vertical stab and horizontal stab, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Alright guys, so we have our tail surfaces all glued and installed. Now we're just going to install the wing, do our radio setup, and do the mechanical setup for the linkages on our tail. So let's finish everything up right now. So there you have it. That is the Tuff Trainer 2 from HKing. The build is extremely straightforward. Once you get your tail surfaces glued on, you're basically just installing your wing, your landing gear, your radio gear, and you are all set to go out and go flying. Make sure you guys check it out. It is on the new items page right now. And also make sure you subscribe to HobbyKing Live and stay tuned for more product profiles.